This is a video on creating original content in GarageBand on computer, so on laptop. As you can see from the task sheet, to aim for an A standard of achievement, your composition must include at least one original pattern, which is not a GarageBand loop, as part of your work. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to launch GarageBand and create an empty project. Now, when you create an empty project, these two types of types of tracks in the center here, audio tracks, they would be both perfectly acceptable for creating original content. However, you do need to connect up microphones and leads and play an instrument. So they are a little tricky. So probably your best bet is maybe to go with software instrument instead. So that's what I'm going to use right now. I'm going to create a software instrument, and it launches with maybe a electric piano or something. So then there's a few methods now of getting original content in. The one thing you cannot do is use over here the loop button. Any of the loops that appear in here are actually pre-recorded content, so they would not be considered original content. You can use them, but you just can't consider those original content. So we'll just ignore that area for the moment, and instead I'll just show you a couple of ways that you can input music straight into this instrument. So one of the ways you can do it is you can bring up a keyboard, and you can hit record and just play some stuff in. That kind of thing. That's probably about the worst way to do it though, because it's very awkward to try to actually get notes on this thing. Probably an even better way is possibly to use the musical typing. That way notes or letters of your normal computer keyboard match up with notes, right? So you could play in like that. That kind of thing, right? Yeah, oh, I missed a key there. Okay, so you can easily sort of create some tracks there. Musical typing, by the way, is also available here under the Windows, so you can show and hide keyboard or musical typing. So yeah, that's not a bad way to do it. Another great way to do it, of course, is to hook up a MIDI keyboard. If you want to hook up a MIDI keyboard, that's fine. Just ask your teacher for the necessary leads, and we can help you hook it up. That's even easier. Then you can just hit record, and you can and then just start playing in off the MIDI keyboard. Okay, so that's great if you can actually play keyboard, and you can play some things in on the keyboard, right? Then possibly the last way of entering notes would be to go into the editor. So the editor brings up a couple of different kinds of editors. There's a score editor and a piano roll editor. The piano roll editor actually is surprisingly easy to use. All you need to do is select an area where you're going to add something and hold down the command key, and that will turn your mouse into a pencil. And with that pencil you can actually just draw notes. You can draw different lengths. Whatever the last length that you chose will be what all the next lengths will be. So at the moment it's sort of like, I don't know, what's that? That's just over a beat, is it? no, it's a couple of beats, so it's nearly 3 beats long. So if I want to change the length, I'll have to draw in a new length, just pull it back. So that's 1 beat long. So now everything I draw will be 1 beat long. And you match it up with the notes down the side here, so with the piano roll down the side here, so that you can type in notes. So that's basically all the input methods for creating your own compositions. Yeah, sorry, for your own original tracks. Don't forget, after that, then of course you can also select the instrument. You don't have to keep this instrument, of course. You could decide that instead you want all of this stuff to be played on a bass. That's quite an interesting sound. Alright, so that's so now it's changed to a bass sound. And of course you can just choose any instrument you like. Alright, so that's yeah, that's the different input methods for creating an original track.